Search efforts have shifted to a recovery mission in the Mediterranean Sea where a Canadian Navy helicopter crashed. 5 people on board that flight are presumed dead. A 6th person, Sub-Lieutenant Abigail Cobra, is confirmed dead. Their Cyclone helicopter was returning to HMCS Fredericton after a training exercise when it went down in the Ionian Sea Wednesday. As Ross Lord reports, the Canadian Armed Forces say it's found more remains, but they have not been identified.
Yet another day of grief in Nova Scotia and another growing shrine. There's even more pain to come now that the military confirms none of the 6 occupants survived a Canadian Navy helicopter crash off the coast of Greece.
We are certain that if there were survivors, we would have found them within the past 48 hours.
Navy officials say they've found additional remains which will not be identified until they're brought back to Canada next week. They've also discovered more wreckage from the cyclone that crashed into the ocean about 3 kilometers from HMCS Fredericton.
We have found additional debris associated with the helicopter, including a side door and pieces of the fuselage.
As tributes continue, military instructors who knew several of the fallen honor them with words.
Keen young professional officers, they accepted the risk of the life they had chosen. They knew they were taking risks at sea, in the air, and on the ground. They knew that, and they accepted it, and they got on with the job.
An Air Force flight safety team is leaving Canada to investigate the accident. The military says members will begin their work as soon as they arrive in Italy and travel to the crash scene. The Cyclone fleet will also come under scrutiny. In 2017, a software problem in the flight control system forced the Cyclone to suddenly drop in altitude during training, grounding the helicopters for 9 weeks.
I know they had to make a quick landing at one point, but it turned out to be minor.
This retired Navy commander who studied the cyclones says the choppers are popular with pilots.
The reports I've been hearing, many of them, from people who fly the Cyclone, are the pilots love flying that aircraft. It's powerful, it's responsive.
The Air Force says it's confident previous problems have been resolved. The Navy says HMCS Fredericton will leave the crash scene and sail to Italy. The 200-plus crew members will pause first to hold a vigil, paying tribute to their fallen colleagues. Ross Lord, Global News, Halifax.